Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Sorry I'm a little late for two people that were waiting. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Woo. You already know I gotta wait a little bit, but we are here. Lord, Lord, Lord. Woo. All right. Uh, Brandon Johnson. Um, as a lot of people know, Brandon Johnson is as Miss Jessica says, a loser. But yesterday, hello, Miss Parker. How you doing, Miss Parker? Hope all is well. All is well. Um, Happy Friday. Happy Friday. Ooh. A lot of people ask me the next city council meeting is December 2nd at 10 a.m. So if you guys would like to be a part of history and watch our mayor of Chicago not do anything and lose control of the city like he's been doing, please come to the last city council meeting of the year of 2024, which is December 2nd. December 2nd at 10 a.m. And if you get there at 9 o'clock, you'll be able to put your name in the lottery, and hopefully you'll be able to speak. I'm gonna put this out here to X or Facebook. All right, please like and subscribe. There's gonna be some people that's gonna be coming in real soon. We're gonna talk about how the Disgraced 50. I call the city council, the alderman, the Disgraced 50 because first of all, I don't even know why there's 50 aldermen, and I don't know why there's 20 black aldermen because they don't do anything for our community. So a few does. Shout out to Bill and maybe a few more, but yeah. So, but yesterday, you know, yesterday was marking a symbolic and unprecedented move by the 50-person council by all voting no. Now, a lot of them did want to vote yeah. A lot of so Brandon Johnson has a lot of yes men on his in his team. Jason Irvin being one of them, and William Hall being one of them. Those are like the two main ones that's gonna ride with him. Even if it sounds crazy, dumb, they're just gonna ride with him because I think with Alderman Hall, I believe that Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez has something on him. So he has to vote the way he votes and does certain things the way he does so he doesn't lose his job and get caught with whatever the situation that happened between him. Because he is a pastor and he is an alder person of the 6th Ward. And yeah, that's him. And then when it comes, oh yeah, I forgot Alderman. Lamont Robinson as well, and then Jason Irvin. Jason Irvin is 2 steps from being arrested and indicted, and his wife too. His wife probably first, and then him. So he just goes with whatever Brandon Johnson says because he's just trying to stay out of jail. And that's what plenty of them usually do. So what I've learned, because now we have social media and we can put certain things out there and stuff like that, rather than before, a lot of city council members or elected officials, they usually get arrested, resign, all that stuff, nothing else, right? But today, these days, it's probably going to be coming. It's going to come quicker and faster. Like Walter Burnett probably is the next person that's going to be out of there. You know, he's the vice mayor, but he's also a criminal and who's messed up a lot of housing situations and stuff like that. But we're not here to talk about that. I'm going to talk about that a whole nother day, because I really do need to explain what they're doing, the housing crisis and the fraud that's going on when it comes to affordable housing in the city of Chicago and Cook County, that a lot of people do not know and aren't aware. And I'm just trying to pick a day where I can break it all down, because it's going to take almost probably 2 to 3 hours to break down, because it's been going on for so long and no one has talked about it. But when it comes to this budget, as you know, we're in a $1 billion deficit, and Brandon Johnson is trying to figure out ways to fill the gap. And one of the things was him proposing a $300 million property tax that he goes back and says on Monday that he was just trying to see where people's heads were at. And no, you really thought that people were going to be okay with you increasing property taxes. But after the Democratic Party election went the way that it went, because it was supposed to be, she was supposed to get in office, but she didn't. That didn't happen. So because that didn't happen, he had to take a few steps back, because also what proved to majority of the 50 disgraced aldermen, especially the 29 who signed the paper to not increase the property tax, and if he did increase the property tax, they were not going to push for that budget. So because they weren't going to push for that budget, because they know that their time is coming up, and that's the issue. And he ran off of not going to raise the property taxes, to raising the property taxes, to blaming it basically on the rich, blaming it on Trump, blaming it on us not saying yes to Bring Chicago Home. And if anybody knows about Bring Chicago Home, Bring Chicago Home was going to be for the migrants. Anything that Brandon Johnson does is for the migrants, because people have to understand this. Brandon Johnson, he never lied about who he was going to help when he got in office. So that's what a lot of people need to understand too. The reason why he got in office was because Paul Vallis had messed up so many school districts that nobody didn't really trust him. And then they say he was running on a Republican. He was running, on a Republican values or whatever, but he really was a Democrat, some stuff like that. But the overall issue is a lot of people didn't vote for Paul Vallis because they said they saw how he messed up the school systems, not only in Chicago, but Philadelphia, I think they say Louisiana, and stuff like that. But Brandon Johnson was very, 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 very firm on him helping the illegal immigrants. Now, he never stirred away from that in his campaign. It's just that we, I guess, didn't pay attention or anything like that. When I say we, I'm talking about the black citizens in Chicago, because black people will vote because of skin color, and they will not vote because this person is capable of doing the job or not, no matter what color they are. That's what a lot of black people do. Now, I didn't vote for Brandon Johnson. I wasn't even living here when he was running for office at the time, and my mom didn't vote for him as well. So, but a lot of people did vote for him because they thought that he was going to be the person for the job, and he was not the person for the job. So, since he's been in office, his focus has been on the illegal immigrants, because one of the things, and like I told him yesterday when I was at City Hall, was that you always bring up black families, you always bring up black issues, you always love to talk about how you're a black man from the west side of Chicago when you're really from Elgin, Illinois. Also that you were raising 3 black kids. You love to bring up the black issues, the black problems, what's going on in our community, but you're never out here fighting for black people, like for black kids or anything like that. And you've been doing this, that's just your go-to. You love to throw racism in it when you don't get your way. No, you don't know how to govern, my boy, and and that's just what it is. You were picked because it really was a person who has been messing up the school district for a very long time, or this black person who, at the end of the day, is a school teacher, runs on a school teacher. He was a Cook County commissioner, but a lot of people did not realize that he was running on helping the illegals, because in 2019, in the CTU leadership, when he was in the CTU leadership program, four teachers from the teachers union went to Venezuela, and they went to Venezuela talking about the U.S. and how the U.S. is messed up when it comes to education, and basically was siding with that we need to have a socialist agenda, and they were planning on that they were going to let the Venezuelans come here, the kids come here to get a better education and all this stuff. So all this stuff was planned in 2019, and there was a teacher at the time, Karen Moody, that had questioned it, but nobody was paying attention to this because we don't read, we don't educate, and we really did not think what happened last year and from 2021 to 2023 was really going to happen with all these illegals coming, right? So with all these illegals coming over here, and they're thinking that the feds, because the feds mishandle money all the time, they thought that the feds was going to continue to fund this illegal immigration scam. But that did not happen. So what started happening was he started going into other little surpluses and stuff like that to try to continue to steal money and try to house the few that they could, because they can't house them all, because A, you're dealing with the Chicago citizens that are already homeless. They're dealing with mental illness people that are homeless. You're dealing with a lot of kids that are homeless and families that are homeless. So you're trying to use as many resources that you can from the state and city, but you're using resources that were already allocated for other homeless services. So the Bring Chicago Home thing, you thought that was going to pass because a lot of people feel the need to be sad, or they feel some type of way when you see the word homelessness, right? So you want to help in any type of way. You want to help any type of way to help. So he thought by putting that on the ballot, Bring Chicago Home, an organization who wasn't even helping out regular black homeless people. Michael Young Bay is a prime example. Him and his family. It's him, his wife, and his daughter. They went to Bring Chicago Home, even were donating their time for Bring Chicago Home in hopes of getting a place to live, to stay. But they did not give them a place to live or stay because it's not about helping the homeless. That's why it's so many homeless people everywhere, because it's not about homelessness. It's not about helping the people. If they're going to, the homelessness in the Democratic Party is going to continue to stay, because that's how they're going to continue to get money. They're going to continue to get money saying that we have to house these people. We have no place to house these people. We have to house these people, so we need more money from the government. We need more organizations. We need more nonprofits to do this and do that. When these nonprofits, all they do is steal. When you look at the people who are on the board of the nonprofit, or anybody who's head of a nonprofit, a CEO, look how much they're paid. All of the money that's going to a nonprofit is going to their staff. It's not even going to the people that need it. You don't need an executive director, a vice executive director, a person of human, like they have the chain of commands for a nonprofit, and you get maybe just that the city gives you $1 million grant. You spending $400,000 just on payroll, because it was never about fixing the problem, and the problem is homelessness. That's why homelessness is how it is. Homelessness is never going to change if there is nobody to make sure that that these people are housed. It's big business. It's always been big business. So Brandon Johnson trying to propose a property tax increase on the same time talking about you're building affordable housing is, first of all, you're a whole hypocrite. But number two is, if you already know that there's you already raised property taxes, that's number one. But if you already know that people barely can pay their taxes now, you got people like myself and Miss Jessica that's coming down there arguing about my property being demolished. Her property they're trying to take through probate court. She's right now dealing with she has to pay her taxes, but she's dealing with you have to pay her taxes when she has people in her house still squatting, and she can't get no help with getting these people out of her house because she's fighting the city, the Cook County, because Cook County is trying to take her property to give to the city so they can make more affordable housing. So it's a money laundering racket. It has been like that for a very, very, very long time. And the only part, and so when you got somebody like Mayor Brandon Johnson who doesn't care about the citizens of Chicago, doesn't care about the black kids of Chicago, doesn't care about the black families of Chicago, I don't even think he cares about his family at all. He just likes to hear himself talk. And you have people like Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, Carlos Rosa Ramirez, Jason Irvin, Alderman Lamont Robinson, William Hall, those type of people, Michelle Harris, even Pat Dow, that keeps praising him for his dumb decisions that he makes every month. Every month, he comes up with something else that's worse and worse and worse and worse. What made you think that you proposing a $300 million property tax increase right a week before the election, when everybody with common sense knew that Kamala was not going to win? But you being a Democratic city, the city of Chicago being a Democratic city, and Cook County being a Democratic county, what made you think that you proposing a $300 million property tax increase was going to be we really gonna vote for Kamala? Now we almost took the whole city of Chicago. We almost took the whole state of Illinois. Just off when I saw you say that, I said, oh yeah, we got this. Because what in your right mind will make you think that was normal? But that's because you have people around you who are brain dead. You have people who are in your camp who have no idea how to do anything. These people come from organizing backgrounds who have no idea what they're doing. You fired the people who did have some type of background in intergovernmental affairs. You fire all of them to put people in office who have no idea how to organize. But you know why? Because they go with your defund the police campaign. And that is your overall issue too. You want to defund the whole police and put these put these disruptors in that makes no sense. Okay? We're never going to defund the police. The defund the police thing is out of there. It's never going to happen. You're not going to defund all your security detail that you have. You've got so much security detail that you're paying, but you want to defund the police for the American people, for the Chicago citizens who are paying taxes, who are paying their salaries, who's paying your salary, but you already took out everything technology-wise, ShotSpotter, all of that stuff because you're saying that, because you're trying to push, again, this socialist agenda that's never going to work. So because you got shot down yesterday, and you got shot down yesterday, your next thing is that I'm going to cut down the CPD budget. Why would you shut down? Why do you think that you can examine the CPD budget? We don't even have enough police out there right now. Okay? We don't have enough police out there right now. The city of Chicago is in shambles. And the few people that are fighting back to get it back to some type of normal, back to normal Chicago, you continue to do more shit, right? So you want to see about cutting the police budget. Instead of hiring more police that we need on these streets, you took ShotSpotter out. Okay, you took ShotSpotter out, right? Because you say ShotSpotter wasn't working. So since you took ShotSpotter out, now you've got, they call it Brandon bodies. You have 20 Brandon bodies out there because you took ShotSpotter out, and every dead body that we have out here because of and all these bodies that have been found in Chicago were all where ShotSpotters were. So because we don't have a ShotSpotter, it takes a little bit longer. Like that one lady who was laid in the she was in the alley for what, 2 days, 3 days because of ShotSpotter. We didn't have ShotSpotter, but you don't care because you don't care about nobody but yourself. So your agenda is socialism. Your agenda is communist. Your agenda is police reform. So you're trying to find anything so you can push, so we don't have any police. That's why this is the third police funeral that you are not invited to, because you don't care about the police. So how do you want to go and pay your respects to the police when you don't care about the police? You really want to say F the police, but you can't say F the police, but you really want to say F the police. You cannot shut down or take away any money from the CPD budget. That doesn't make any sense when we need CPD, especially when you've got all these illegal immigrants in our community and in the city of Chicago, and you just said, you and JB Weird Pritzker just said that y'all are gonna fight tooth and nail if Trump comes here and gets them out of here. So you want to keep the illegal immigrants because you need that money, because that's the only money that y'all gonna get for 4 years if you continue to keep this. So you want to keep them here. You want to try to see if you can take some money out the CPD budget, which you know that we need CPD, and you are the mayor of Chicago. And we are supposed to be okay with this. You've got Ramirez Rosa, who tells you there's no question that we absolutely have to look at where those dollars are going and if they're being well spent. It's similar to the Department of Defense budget. We need to take money out of, look how much of our federal tax dollars go to the Department of Defense, and there's so much waste there. We have to look at the CPD budget with a fine-tooth comb to figure out what options are available to us to reduce spending there because it's the lion's share of the budget. Ramirez Rosa, in 2021, you and Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez cornered Lori Lightfoot in a corner and told her that if she did not sign this executive order that the police couldn't work with ICE because of these asylum seekers and they should be able to come here without no problem or anything like that, then because they should have, no question should be asked or anything like that. You are the fucking reason why this shit is in shambles now. Okay, excuse my language. I gotta stop cursing. But this is what makes me mad, because the reason why we're dealing with what we're dealing with. Thank you, Ronnie. Appreciate you, Ronnie. Thank you. This is the issue now. You have been pushing this black and brown, using Malcolm X quotes and all that stuff when you don't even care about black. You don't even care about the black and brown situation. You only care about your selfish agenda. We are not defunding the police, okay? Your job will be defunded first, okay? Your job, the other jobs, your mother, right? And your mother's possibly part of the school board and stuff. Her job will be defunded. Your job will be defunded. Your cousin, your sister job will be defunded. Rosanna Rodriguez's job will be defunded. You need to be defunded. You don't care about nobody, okay? But your husband, okay? And your husband. And your husband is weird. You're weird. Your Rosanna Rodriguez is weird, and all that stuff. Y'all have this weird agenda. And y'all hate the police, but y'all don't hate the police because you're not saying that they're not doing their job. You hate the police because y'all are bringing in so much money when it comes to any illegal activity that y'all are a part of. So let it be the cartel, let it be sex trafficking, let it be human trafficking, let it be fentanyl, let it be whatever, TIF money, because there's affordable housing, because y'all money laundering through TIF money. Let it be that, but it's not because the police aren't doing their job. No, y'all are doing it because y'all are trying to push an agenda that does not make any sense. Out of everybody every budget y'all want to look at to defund, CPD is the last budget y'all need to look at. CPD is the last budget. Y'all, we need the fact that people don't even want to be a CPD right now, because don't want to be a police right now because of all the stuff that's happening is a problem. What we need is from CPD, if you want to be a hero or if y'all care, right? Y'all need to take a lot of these people, a lot of these ex-retired police officers, y'all need to go get them, okay? The old police officers, okay? The police officers that really, when they wanted to be a police officer, they wanted to be a hero. They wanted to save their community. They wanted to rapport with their community. All of that, right? You need to go and get them, right? And they shouldn't have to worry about if they come and want to start helping training the new police that want to come in. They should have to worry about losing their pension. They should be able to be paid so they can help, because that's how it's going to work. We are a new generation, right? And because social media has messed up so much stuff and has made people not understand that police are good people. Yeah, there may be some bad police, but there's a lot of really good police. There's a lot of really good firefighters. There's a lot of good teachers. There's a lot of good doctors. There's a lot of good lawyers. There's a lot of good people. But because social media and stuff has made it so bad that people are scared to be police or it's not cool, or I don't want to be a snitch, or I don't want to be this, when we really do need police officers. So instead of trying to cut a budget, why don't y'all go get some police officers out of retirement and work with them, because they need to work with the new people that's coming in, okay? You thinking that you're going to go and try to defund the police is not going to work. You're only going to defund yourself. You come back in there next week trying to say that y'all going to try to take $300 million from the CPD budget. I need the police to just boycott. The CPD shouldn't do anything at all. They shouldn't do anything at all, since you want to take from the budget. You know what you need to take from? All them weird positions that you made over the last year. The deputy mayor of immigration. What's her name? Beatrice Ponce de Leon. She doesn't need a job anymore, okay? Her and her staff, you can wipe that whole thing out. Wipe it all out, okay? Who else we got? You got a deputy mayor for everything. You have a deputy mayor for, I think, special events and culture. Take that out. You have a deputy mayor when it comes to everything. Okay, well, if it sucks, Joe Blow, then you can leave. You can leave. How about that? Calvin Jackson, you can leave too, but I forgot. That's the deputy mayor for Faith Community. Does not make any sense, okay? But let me welcome my trolls. I forgot my trolls are here. Hello, trolls. How are you doing, trolls? Welcome. So you got 3 to 4 times to say the same thing over and over and over again, because sometimes I'm trying to work on getting y'all mental health services back. If you live in Chicago, I'm pretty sure I'm going to get them back real soon. But until then, please either listen or keep it moving, okay? And that's just what it is, okay? Because y'all need some love. Hello, Angela. How are you doing? Thank you. So we say what? They have the deputy, assistant deputies, deputy commissioners. Yes, they all have to go. So if you look at, I'm going to go, I should have did it today, but I'm going to go do it maybe after this live. I'm going to look at all of the deputy commissioners, the deputy assistants, the extra deputy things, because he loves to say stuff like, look, this is the first time in history we did this. Look, this is the first time in history we did that. Like that time he did a photo shoot with all the black women that he put on his in his administration, and then the one black guy he put on his administration, like he was real happy to do that. Like, who cares? They're useless. They're useless. Like that's the problem. Like, they're useless and they've been useless. They don't do anything. You're useless. You know, you're taking this as you're a socialite. You know, you're a socialite. I remember the first year you got in, all you did was go to concerts and festivals all day. All day. That's all you did. That's all you did. All right, Kelvin. You have a good day. Yep. You have a good day. You go find something else to do. So that's the problem. But I'm going to tell you what the main thing is, because we're not going to get rid of the police department. You know what I'm saying? Like my man says, reducing the Chicago Police Department's budget is something worth looking into as a solution to closing the budget gap. No, reducing you, Alderman Carlos Ramirez Rosa, because of you are the reason why we could not vote on the sanctuary city, the sanctuary city. Okay, all right, Raphael the writer, you have a good day too. All right, but he has these Hispanic KKK running this stuff. Okay, he's the one. He has the KKK running the city of Chicago. Okay, and that is the problem, and it's going to always be a problem because he is not a good mayor. He is the worst mayor in history. I don't think it could get any more worse than what he is, okay? These trolls are probably deputies getting paid by the mayor. Probably. I'm starting to believe that. I'm starting to believe that, and they are. But it's okay because they're getting out of there. Okay? They're getting out of there. Another thing that Brandon Johnson likes to do is he likes to blame all of the budget. The reason why we're in deficits and all of this stuff is because of the previous administration. The previous administration, that was good for the first budget, right? That was good for the first budget. You could say that. But we're going on the second year of you doing budgeting. It ain't Lori Lightfoot's fault no more. It's not Lori Lightfoot's fault no more. It's your fault, okay? And that is what the thing is. Who are the KKK? It's Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, Carlos Ramirez Rosa, Brian Chicho Lopez, Andre Vasquez, Jesse Fuentes, Beatrice Ponce de Leon, Christina Passon Zayas, and that's so far what we have. I don't know if I'm losing my voice. I hope not, but they're probably just so pissed off because these people do not. We have a slow mayor. That's what we have. We have a slow mayor, and he's been a slow mayor. Please like and subscribe. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Just going back, I already talked about that when it came to this budget. I gotta talk about this TIF money too, because the TIF money is the crazy thing. But here's some of the things that some of the aldermen said. Brian Hopkins said that he will not support. This was well, now of course nobody didn't support the tax hike, but he was one of the people, the first people to speak out that says that he's now in his second year. This is his second budget, so I think it rings hollow when you're trying to point your finger at things that happened 15 years ago that aren't necessarily relevant today. Alderman Scott Wegerspec, that I do like, he's always been the same when it comes to Brandon Johnson. He says when he came in, he had a small budget gap and it ballooned to $1 billion. That's on him and not on prior administrations. And he does not get that part. Then you have people like now Alderman Bennett Lawson was for him for a very long time. He was for him for a very long time, and then I started seeing him and Timmy Knutson, Alderman Timmy Knutson. I started seeing them falling back. I'll say like in June. I think in June, Alderman Knutson and Alderman Lawson started realizing that it was something wrong with them. And they knew, and they were smart and started moving around. So they started distancing themselves from the progressive caucus and all of that. But Bennett Lawson says that he thinks the mayor's staff could be trimmed, while Alderman Brandon really wants broader city staffing cuts explored. And that is what needs to happen. The mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, has too many staff members. Oh yeah, Mike Rodriguez, he's part of the Hispanic KKK too. The mayor has too many people working for him. What happened was he told all these people if he got in office, if he won, he was going to promise them a job. And he promised them a job. He is bankrupting the city of Chicago for illegal immigrants and his staffing purposes. Okay? That is the main issue right there. And we're $1 billion in the hole because of that. And he wants taxpayers to pay for his staff of probably, honestly, no lie, his staff probably like 300 people. He probably got 300 people on his staff, and he has, and then he's probably has, just on the immigration thing, on the immigration tip, probably like 60 people that just work on immigration. And then he's also trying to find money for CTU. So it's all messed up, and he's doing it with this budget. Like, people keep talking about Tiffany Hanyard. Tiffany Hanyard ain't got shit on Brandon Johnson. Brandon Johnson is, if you talking about the budget that Dalton has, the city of Chicago budget, Brandon is spending, and he doesn't care. Brandon Johnson is spending the whole budget as city of Chicago and does not care. Okay, he's spending CPS budget. He's taking out payday loans. This man is going to be worse than Kwame Kilpatrick if we do not get him out of office. And the only way we're going to be able to get him out of office before 2026, 2027, is the Department of Justice is going to have to come in and do audits. They're going to have to do an audit in every department, starting with that immigration money. They have to follow the immigration money. If they don't follow the immigration money right there, everybody going to jail. Vasquez going to jail. Carlos Rosa Ramirez going to jail. Brandon Cicho Lopez going to jail. Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, Beatrice Ponce de Leon, they're going to jail as soon as they do an audit when it comes to that immigration money. Did Brandon Johnson displace the disabled kids program? Yes. Well, yes, he did. He did. But yes, he did. Anything for the immigrants. His loyalty and dedication, his oath when he took his oath to get in office was for illegal immigration. He don't care about anything else the Chicago citizens is talking about. If you're not with his illegal immigration agenda, then he doesn't care. That's why my case has not been settled. Why would I settle your case when I'm for the illegal immigrants? I don't care if they knock your building down. I don't have nothing to do with that, okay? I'm getting money when it comes to these illegals. The cartel is paying me big money, okay? The Rosanna Rodriguez Sanchez, I'm getting paid big money, okay? Why do I care about them stealing black people's property? Why do I care that the city of Chicago owes you anything when I'm balling out of control the whole budget? The budget is my budget, okay? And the budget is for these illegals, okay? But not the Venezuelan illegals. Let me get that right too. This budget is not for the Venezuelan illegals. This budget is for the Mexican immigrants, but not even the Mexican immigrants, for the Mexican people that are already citizens and stuff. This is the Puerto Rican. A lot of Puerto Ricans are getting this money, okay? This is a socialist agenda, okay? This is not, the Venezuelans not even getting this money. The Mexicans are getting this money. The two Puerto Ricans that's on there, and whatever Brian Cicho Lopez is, the Ecuadorian. Yeah, the Venezuelans ain't getting none of this money. That's why they dumped them in our community. They dumped them in the community. They put them in some of the buildings. They put them in our slumlord buildings. You know, some of the people have to find their way themselves. The Venezuelans, the Mexicans. That's why they're not in Pilsen. They're not in Little Village. They're in our communities. That money is for the money for the immigrants was not for them, not for the Venezuelans. A few of them got it, but nah, not like them Mexicans. Yeah, whatever you're saying, Caesar, doesn't even make any sense. Now I'm gonna get into this police budget real quick. I need to give me some tea or something. Now the Chicago Police Department budget. Thank you, Chaney. Appreciate it. It's $2 billion. Okay, and they spend $240 million on counterterrorism. Now, this is where I feel like they're going to try to cut, right? Because $240 million is spent on counterterrorism. However, what they sort of cannot use this right now because of the asylum seekers, right? The asylum seekers. So because they can't use that, I can see them trying to cut this, but they can't cut the terrorism because we have so many terrorists in Chicago and in the United States of America. So that cannot happen. But I can see them trying to cut the $240 million for that, trying to say that it's detrimental to the illegal immigrants to try to come get them when they are fleeing from their countries. If you've been to Mexico in the last, 3 years, they are doing really good over there in Mexico. If you've been to Venezuela, people going to Venezuela every day. If you go on TikTok, Venezuela, it's looking like it's pretty good over there. So I don't know where these people are fleeing from, okay? Puerto Rico, the only thing they have over there that's a problem is the trash, okay? And that's not our problem, even though they tried to make that a racist thing or anything like that. So I'm trying to figure out, why are all these people here? Why? Because Mexico, people going to Mexico every week, okay, with no problem. They're going to Playa del Carmen, they're going to Mexico City, they're going to Cabo, they're going to Cancun, they're going to Tulum. They're making a lot of money over there, to the point that the Mexican mayor over there, the president basically saying they got so much money for scholarships and stuff that they're welcoming people to come over. I mean, the Mexicans to come back over there. They done made so much money off of us during the illegal immigration scam, starting in when COVID came over here. So it's basically a money grab, and it's going to be a money grab. The next thing that they're going to try to do is try to cut the Chicago Police Department budget. And CPD protects the lives, property, and rights of all people and maintain the order and enforce the law. So why would you cut the CPD budget? Why? Matter of fact, you need to be hiring more police. because we don't have that many police, especially if you're going to take the if you're going to take ShotSpotter out. Also, this is a good time to start seeing if we can police our own communities. That can happen as well, you know. But trying to do this police reform doesn't make any sense. Most of your food, video games, TVs, everything. Yeah, that's another one. But yeah, does anybody have any other suggestions where they can cut budget besides the police department? Does anybody have any other suggestions? I see one thing. They need to take maybe about 20 million from the counterterrorism and put it in legal counsel for the police. That's what happens with imports. We pay more money. Oh, you mean the illegals? Yeah, those imports? Is that what you're talking about? The ShotSpotter. ShotSpotter was a tech. It was a device that in certain areas, if a gunfire was shot, the ShotSpotter was supposed to detect where the gunfire was coming from, and the police would come there, and hopefully they would either get the person, or they would, if it was a body there, or somebody gets shot, they'll get them, and then take them to the hospital if they're still alive, or hopefully they're still alive, or they'll be able to get the body. Like, for instance, Arana Preston, she was a police officer that was shot, was it last year? No, 2 years ago. And ShotSpotter detected the shots. And when the police got to her house, she was found dead in front of her house. But not last year, but earlier this year, when they took ShotSpotter out after the DNC, another girl was shot in Alderman Chico's ward, and she was dead in that alley for 2 days because they didn't have ShotSpotter. Now, they say ShotSpotter isn't the greatest. It didn't detect as much, but ShotSpotter is needed until they find something else to put there. And that was supposed to be one of the things that he was supposed to do. He vowed that was one of the things when he was running for mayor, that he would get rid of ShotSpotter, because a lot of people did complain about ShotSpotter, but he also said that he was going to find some type of other technology to put there and replace the ShotSpotter. And they have yet to do that. They have yet to put anything in replace of ShotSpotter, because he wants to defund everything that's police related. He doesn't want police. That's part of the agenda. So it was never going to stop. Are you talking about, what the hell? Yeah, mental health advocates can work, but the issue with America right now is we have no law and order. And that is a problem. And mental health issues, we have no mental health issues, and we have no law and order. We also have nobody to train these people. Usually when people get new jobs or start new jobs or start any type of employment of any type of thing, you're supposed to be trained properly, and we're not trained. We're not trained at all. Nobody's being trained right now. So because nobody's being trained, you have police officers that don't know how to shoot, don't know how to answer certain calls. You have teachers who don't know how to teach because they're not asking for these things. So because we don't have anybody that we have the money. So the money's not the issue. The problem is these greedy people that work in government, these greedy people that have their own agenda. So they don't care about the public. They don't care about serving people. They don't care that the police are not getting what they need. They don't care that the teachers aren't getting what they need. They don't care what anybody is getting what they need to make the world or make America or make the city that you're in comfortable and worth living. We're going backwards. We're going backwards in time. And that is the problem. You've got homelessness. Homelessness is worse. They say Ronald Reagan is one of the reasons why homelessness is the way it is. If homelessness was like, ain't no way in the world Ronald Reagan got it like this. Okay? Motherfuckers got to stop blaming Ronald Reagan. This is 2028. Gavin Newsom, it's like everybody is following what Gavin Newsom is doing. Gavin Newsom should have been out of being the governor in California. Okay? He is the prime example of how every democratic state is going to look if you do not either fire everybody that's in there, or you have to go red. You have to go with an agenda that's going to serve conservative values. There's nobody that cares about conservative values at all. Yay, Miss Jessica Jackson. Hey, Miss Jessica. But yes. Hey, am I gonna see you today with Mama Doris, Miss Jessica? I hope so. But yes, and Miss Jessica needs to run for office. Please tell Miss Jessica to run for office, because that's the only way that we're gonna get some justice right here. Miss Jessica need to go ahead and run for office, because these people do not care about the American people. They do not care about the seniors, the citizens. What do you consider conservative values? Well, first, teaching our children arithmetic and math, and to be inspired to be things like police officers and stuff like that. Okay. Number two is to stop there's certain things that don't need to be taught anywhere. They don't need to be taught anywhere. Okay? We need to go back to a time where respect was there, when people respect their elders. People don't respect their elders. There's times that I catch myself not respecting my elders because we are living in a deranged place. No one cares. You understand? There's no compassion. Look at the seniors. Seniors shouldn't have to worry about anything, but seniors are getting hit the most. Like, no one cares that seniors should not be worried about eating. Seniors shouldn't be worried about fighting for housing. Seniors shouldn't be having to worry about any of these things. So the fact that this is happening, this is a problem, and we have to stop it, because if we don't stop it, it's going to continue. Yesterday, with that unanimous vote of 50 and 0, that right there has to happen every time. Every time we don't like something from the city. The city of Chicago and Cook County needs to understand that we are the people who pay their salaries. If it wasn't for us, they would not have any jobs. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't even be able to to do the things that they're doing. They work for us. We don't work for them. And that's what people need to understand. People have normalized that this is just what Chicago do, or this is just what the government do, or this is just that. No, we have to change the government. We have to do the things that we need to do. We have to get out and vote. We have to go to these city meetings. We have to write even if you guys can't make it to a committee meeting, or you guys can't make it to city council, write y'all aldermen. Let them know that you will be voting them out if they do not do what they are supposed to do. Go look at, they took an oath. They came in here they lied. They ran on principles. These principles that they knew, that they said that they were going to help, right? And if you're not working, if you're not on them principles, then you need to get out. You need to get out. And we are. Yesterday I had my town hall meeting. We are working on getting a pack together because we need legislation. What I've learned in this past year with fighting the city when it comes to housing and seeing that black people, we are not, black Americans, ADOS, whatever you consider yourself, we are not protected the way that we need to be protected. And the reason why we're not protected is because we don't care about legislation enough. We have to start going down to D.C. We have to start lobbying. We have to start getting our PACs together and running candidates that make sense. I'm never going to run a Democratic candidate, okay? If anybody's going to run for the next 2026, 2027, I'm not supporting a Democratic candidate. It has to be a Republican candidate. It has to be a Republican candidate. It has to be an independent candidate, but more like a Republican candidate, because you have to break this system, this democratic system that's full of Democrats. It's only Democrats. And these Democrats don't mean any good for us. They don't care about us. But also we have to do the groundwork. Like someone said, we have to do the groundwork by vetting these people, making sure that they are on the same agenda that we're on, because this can never happen again. In 2026, 2027, we are prepared to only run Republican candidates. We're even speaking to some of the city council members that's in there now. Y'all need to go ahead and flip red. Y'all need to go ahead and flip red. Local elections, local elections and state elections is what we are. The local elections, we're on it. We're on it. We need people who are in the 33rd Ward. We need people who are in Carlos Rosa Ramirez Ward. We need people that are in Brian Citro Lopez Ward. They have to get out of office too. We got the blacks, but them Hispanics got to get out of office. Some of them whites got to get out of office. Anybody that does not go with the Chicago, Illinois agenda, the Chicago citizens agenda, they have to get up out of there. And that's what's going to happen. And we're going to do it. Yes. Oh, yes. I'm going to, that's the whole goal. The goal is to expose all these people, like Jason Irvin. Jason Irvin was the last person yesterday to vote, right? And he was the last person to vote because he had to wait from that text message from whoever is in Brandon Johnson camp to say you can go ahead and vote no, like the rest of the 49 people. Because he really wanted to vote yeah, because he was going off of what Brandon Johnson was saying. But also, like I said earlier, Jason Irvin and William Hall are the first and two black people, aldermen, that got to get out of office. Okay? They are the first two people that have to get out of office. Jason Irvin does not mean no good to us. William Hall does not mean no good to us, okay? He is starting to become the part of the crooked clergy. And the crooked clergy don't mean nothing to us. These are the threats to the Chicago citizens. If you cannot make good for us Why are you in office? Desmond Yancey, you have to get out of there. Desmond Yancey is Mama Dora said that we are going to do billboards for Yancey. Yancey is gone, okay? Yancey is out of there, and he knows he's out of there, okay? He knows he's out of there. He sold out South Shore. You have to understand, South Shore and Hyde Park are very, very influential black communities. Bronzeville as well, but South Shore and Hyde Park are very, very, very influential black neighborhoods that they literally were going to give to the Hispanics and to the white developers with no problem, with no remorse, with no nothing. With the help of weird organizations like the Stop organization, with the organization We Are, Me Too, them type of people too, with the help of the University of Chicago, all of those people need to be investigated and get out of there. But we have to do the work. So if you guys got to show up, you guys got to show up to vote too. Now, we're going to give you the information. We're going to tell you why we're not voting for these people. We're going to give that, but y'all got to meet us halfway, because y'all got to vote these people out. You got to have your friends, your family, they have to be voted out. You also guys have to start reading up on the Republican Party. You also have to start reading up and doing your own research. The Democratic Party means nothing for us. They don't care about us, and they never did, okay? Even with all these useless entertainers that are starting to tell people, announcing that they're getting off of the X platform, we don't care. Today was Gabrielle Union. Gabrielle Union let us know that he's no longer going to be on the X platform. We don't care, okay? You pushed that trans agenda in our face for 8 to 10 years. We do not care, okay? We don't care that you're off of X. You're off of X. Please leave. You, your husband, the little kids, leave. You can leave. We don't care. If you want to go to another country, we do not care. The entertainers are not influential like they think that they are. This is our livelihood, okay? People have bills. People are trying to live their life, their normal life, okay? People's properties are being stolen and land are being taken. Our food is messed up. You understand? We got the worst mayor on earth. We have the worst governor on earth. Attorney General Kwame Raoul. Kwame Raoul, we need an attorney general that's going to fight for us. The attorney general is the most important person when it comes to any of these people I'm talking about, because the attorney general is a person that is supposed to stop all this corruption. There is no reason why we can't get a sit down with Kwame Raoul. He can't even look at the stuff we have because he does not care. Okay, because these people are puppets. These people are put in place not to help us. These people are put in place to continue to destroy the black community, continue to destroy us. He has to go. Kwame Raoul has to go. Okay, I gotta look up who I gotta look up who ran against him the last 2 times and see about reaching out to them, Miss Jessica, because one of them almost beat him, and I think he was a Republican. So we need to go back and circle back and look at who's going against him, because we got to get them out here. We have to let these people know that the People Pack, I'll call it the People Pack, is much bigger than any other pack. It's a grassroots movement. We're going down there, we're fighting, we're showing you, we're letting you know the laws, but y'all got to show up. Y'all got to show up. Stop voting blue because that's all you know. Blue is wrong. I told you I don't even want to wear blue no more. Okay, if I could burn all my blue, I would, because blue is not loyal to us. Blue has been detrimental to us, our community, for the longest. Okay? Gabrielle Union is overrated and done. Absolutely. Absolutely. So, yes. But we are not defunding the police. So that's done. So that's the next thing. The next thing, they're going to try to cut the budget for the CPD. That's not going to happen. And I will stand side by side with John from the police union. I will stand side by side with John. And whatever John want to do, I'm riding with John. Because at this point, we cannot afford to cut any police anything. Okay? We have a whole bunch of invaders over here, okay, that are taking over our communities, and we cannot do anything. Okay? So no. Yes, Yancey is Haitian and a coward. A coward and lied. He lied to Mama Doris. He lied to Erica. He was a liar. Just like the rest of them people in office. If you can't do anything for your community, if you cannot do anything for your community, you have to get out of office. Well, okay, I hear you, Caesar. But yeah, so I'm riding with John. That's another thing a lot of people keeps. Yeah. Yeah, Yancey, Alderman Yancey, really, 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 man. When I say Mama Doris, he really hurt Mama Doris. You gotta understand, Mama Doris moved into her where she lives at. Well, one of the places that she lives at. Let me tell you how Mama Doris was so upset she had to go find her a house on the Gulf of Mexico because that's how messed up that was for her to look across the street and then see the illegals at that Lakeshore Hotel. And if you ask anybody, even my mom said that hotel used to be very, very nice. And people used to go there for breakfast and coffee and all those type of things. And they done turned it into a migrant projects, okay? Those are the new projects. And they literally, that in October, it was in the newspaper that they were closing that shelter down. And that shelter is still open, just like the one that's open and running over there by Midway. Okay? They are trying to really push them into CHA housing. They're going to try to push them to CHA. They're going to make them CHA. That's a whole nother situation. That's why we have to, it's all hands on deck. Y'all got to do y'all part by showing up, but y'all also got to, like, this is bad. We got to start going to D.C. We got to start, that's our next thing. We was talking about that yesterday at the town hall meeting. Going to D.C. at least twice a month, because especially now that we have Trump in office, because it wasn't even going to make any sense to go down there when Biden was in office. Biden don't care. Biden don't care about nothing, okay? Kamala didn't care about anything. But now that we have we have everybody new now, new chief of staff, new attorney general, all those things. Now it's time to go down there. And then now it's time to lobby because right now majority of the people that are in the House are Republicans. And Republicans want to stay in office. And like Ms. Jessica said, we need them in office for at least the next 16 to 24 years. And I do agree. The more and more and more I see and research and realize, the Democratic Party can't get back in there. The Democratic Party cannot get back in there. Look what they're doing now. They blaming everybody but themselves for coming up short. So I do agree, Ms. Jessica, with that. We're going to pray that Ms. Jessica moves, organizing, know your rights. You are, yes. We are doing that. We are. We're going to actually, I got some announcements coming up soon that we are doing. But yeah, we are. We are organized and we're doing a lot of things. We organized to almost get it down to, I will always look at this. Look at that. Okay? This was very good. Okay? From 2008 to 2024. The Democrats was 62% in 2008. The Republicans, we voted 37%. That was in 2008. To 2024, 54% people voted Democrat, 45% voted Republican. We almost flipped it red, but I guarantee you we're going to do it for the local. I guarantee you we're going to do it for the local. And we just need y'all support. So y'all show up. Y'all ride with us. We got y'all back. We're down there fighting for you. We're fighting for us. We're fighting for you. We're fighting for common sense. And we're fighting for the city of Chicago, because Brandon Johnson is not going to tear Chicago up. Brandon Johnson is not going to make this Detroit. Brandon Johnson is not going to do this to us, okay? He is a disgrace, okay? He's an embarrassment. He's an embarrassment to his family. He's an embarrassment to the city of Chicago. He's an embarrassment to his administration. He is an embarrassment to himself, and he knows that. That's why he's just doing whatever he wants to do, because he's crashing out right now. That's the perfect word. Brandon Johnson is crashing out. He says that his wife told him the other day that he inspires her. She doesn't even show up to anything with him. So I don't know how much inspiration he gives her when she doesn't even show up to anything with him. She don't even stand by him with anything, because she also cannot stand him. We should sue the city for civil rights violations. We should, Alfred, but we need civil rights lawyers that aren't afraid, or we need donations so we can start doing it ourselves. Because let me tell you something. It takes a long time to vote. I mean, to write this stuff, right? Okay? Now, we can do it, but every time we put in anything like, I don't mind writing it. I don't think Miss Jessica doesn't mind writing it. But every time we do it, it's time consuming. That's number one. And number two is it's $440 to put anything in. Like, so that's it. So that's one of the things. I don't mind suing anybody, especially if my rights are being violated. But every time we go to file any lawsuit and we're not doing it with a lawyer, that's why lawyers are so expensive, it's $440. So I don't mind doing it at all. But everybody ain't got $440 every time. And every time, that's what we're going to have to do. So keep that in mind. Caesar, I'll be lost. Alderman Burnett is out of there. He don't even show up to work anymore. He knows his days are numbered. I'm going to tell you who knows their days. Michelle Harris, I think she understands her days are numbered. Walter Burnett understands his days is numbered. Brandon Johnson knows he's out of there. That's why he's crashing out the way he is. Jason Irvin knows his days are numbered. William Hall, I think he knows it's over with. Who else? Pat Dow says she's not coming back. So, yeah. I think they know their days are numbered. Like Miss Jessica said, we coming for your seats. We are. The Disgraced 50 is over with. And in all this, a lot of this stuff could have been avoided if they would have settled me and Miss Jessica cases. Imagine coming down there for a year, fighting for something that does not belong to the city, or they have the right to compensate us. We have all the paperwork to show it, and you ignore us. And these are our elected officials that we have to deal with on a daily basis. Ain't nobody dealing with that. Can you get legal assistance? Oh no, that's only for the aliens. But I'm fine. I don't need legal assistance. I have legal assistance. My brain researching and doing it myself. Now, yeah, I'm going down to who I need to go down to, right? And who I'm going down to is Donald Trump, okay? President Trump. I'm taking my talents to D.C. starting in February, twice a month. Me and my group, the All Hands on Deck, we talked about it yesterday. I'm already writing my Dear Donald Trump letter right now and breaking down everything. One thing about Donald Trump is everybody who wrote him a letter when he was in office last time, they got answers. And I'm writing my letter. I want Miss Jessica to write her letter. I'm going to reach out to the new people that are in office, and I promise you that we're going to get some justice in any type of way. And yes, like Miss Jessica said, we need help, though. We do need help. We do need help. We definitely do need help. But I think we also need to get out of here. Jim Jordan is Congress. Okay, I'll look up Jim Jordan. Yeah, the filing the waiver fee is cool. Only thing is because the federal because I go federal. The federal government, the federal courts are backed up. So we might be waiting 7 or 8 months. But so that's the only reason why I don't file no waivers. Yeah, we'll never get hurt, especially in this crooked town. This town is too crooked. Okay? This is a crooked town, so you got to play their game. But the best way that you could do that, oh my God, Caesar, you have a good day, because you talking crazy. We humans talk too much like a radio. What the fuck? What are you even talking about? Yeah. So yeah, but anyway, the issue is voting. Y'all just need to vote. Y'all need to vote. Y'all need to. We're organized. We're organized. We do town halls. Come to the town hall meetings. I'm not doing any Zooms. They need to be in person. We have meet and greets once a month. The next one is December 5th. Come to the meet and greet. Write a letter to your alderman, to the Cook County board president, to the to our dumb Pritzker dude, and all those type of things. But the main thing is you have to vote when it's time to vote these people out. Don't stay at home. This is not the time to stay at home. You cannot stay at home. You have to go and vote. You have to make sure your family is voting. If you have kids, if you have first-time voters in your family or first-time voters as your children, you have to make sure they're registered and they have to vote. They have to vote. Okay, so that's the main thing. So yeah, so I have a court case. It's in federal court right now. I'm just waiting to see whenever they're going to decide to continue for it to go through. They have to deny the city's motion to dismiss, which I think they are going to do it. I just don't know what day are they going to do it. Okay, we're waiting for them to give us an answer. So hopefully we don't have to go to Supreme Court. That's my thing. And my goal is when they do push it through, my goal is to reach out to a civil rights attorney that I'll be able to go back and pay and to help with other people that are dealing with housing issues and problems with the city. So that's my ultimate goal. But my goal too is to get it to Trump, and I do believe that it will get to Trump. I do believe that me and Ms. Jessica will get to Trump very soon. I feel it. A lot of people have been reaching out. So my thing is to consistency. Consistency is key. And like you say, swamps the vote, too big to rig. So that's what we on. And we're going to continue to do that. Hello, Clint Eastwood. How you doing? So, yep. All right. Any more questions before I head out? Swamp throat. Miss Jessica, are you gonna be? Are you meeting us later? Yes, yes, Miss Wright. I reached out to him. I got you. I'm gonna reach out to him. Yeah, I know. We know it's. We know. I know it's violation of the Fifth Amendment. I know all of that. I know everything about my case. I know so much about my case. It's scary. At 8 o'clock tonight. At 8 o'clock. So thank y'all for coming. I'm going to consistently do these and work on not cursing because we cannot curse. I cannot curse. I got to stay on course. And that is the goal to this. And the goal is to get these people out. We flipping Chicago at, yes, at 8 o'clock tonight. Yep. Yes, continue to write, Miss Shaney. Please write. We have to write. We have to write. Zoe, that's my name. Zoe. Yeah, we gotta write. We gotta stick together. We have to organize. And organizing does not mean that we all have to like show up. You know where we gotta show up at? We have to show up at the polls. We have to show up at the polls. If you do not show up at the polls, there's no purpose of you even saying anything about anything. Okay, you don't even matter. You have to show up. Oh, they know what laws they're violating. Let me tell you something. They all know what they're doing. We come down there all the time. Yeah, they know every law they're violating. They know every law they're violating. The issue is they're not going to, just like they weren't taking us seriously. They were taking us seriously, but then after Trump won, you could sense the whole vibe down there. The vibe down there is we know we in trouble. We know we in trouble. This cannot be for real, right? That's the vibe down. Now in January, when he actually gets in office, it's going to be a whole nother vibe because the Department of Justice, the feds, and the IRS Criminal Division is coming to 121 North LaSalle Street and 118 North Clark Street, and it is about to go down. Okay? Go down, lights off, no basement. Yes, they need to stay in the office flipping red. They're gonna have no choice but to start talking about the theft of homes. Because another thing is a lot of people don't expose the TIF money or don't expose these developers. I'm going to start working on exposing these developers who keep getting this TIF money. I'm going to start talking about this TIF money. I'm going to start talking about the same aldermen that keep getting these same donations from these same developers and stuff, so people can see the pattern and understand that this has been going on for a very, 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 very long time. It's just that nobody has exposed those things. Sometimes you have to take emotions out and you got to start talking economics, because that's where we keep messing up at. We can be emotional, we can be mad, but economically, the Democratic Party has been messing us over for a very, very, very long time. Do you think Trump is going to do better for everyone? In 2016, he did good. I don't know where people were at in 2017 to 2020, but I was very aware of that man, and we were fine. So yes, I think he's going to do absolutely great. I think a lot of people are going to still try to hate him because they have to stick with the whatever they're trying to stick with. But yeah, I think he is. He wasn't bad then. So y'all need to like go back and rewind or get, figure out what was going on. I truly hope Chicago can get Trump's attention. Oh, Trump is paying attention. If Trump wasn't paying attention, he wouldn't bring up J.B. Pritzker so much. He brings up J.B. Pritzker a lot. And you know why he brings up J.B. Pritzker? Because he's watching Illinois and he's watching Chicago. So, yes. All right. I love y'all. I will see y'all at 8 o'clock. Miss Jessica, I'm about to call you. Peace, peace.